Hi everyone, I'm back. I betrayed my promise. I said I wouldn't be making another vlog again, but here we go. So right now, my name is Helen. To just start with the introduction, I'm from China. My hometown is Qingdao, and this is where I am now. But I did also spend 5 years in the US, more specifically in the Bay Area, for undergraduate. And there are a lot of Chinese international students that go to the US, get a degree, and hope to stay there and work, and I was one of them. But somehow I ended up back here again. I think a very important turning point of that was last year, May of 2023. So I was working a job, it paid decently, and I was very excited about all the professional growth aspects, but I was asked to leave the job, and it hurt me very deeply. I grew up always as a straight A student, and I would be like one of the top of the class, but in that job I started exhibiting symptoms that later ended up being later on I found out that it was symptoms of ADHD, and I didn't know that. I was doing terribly at the job, and my mental health was my worst. I was trying my best and I just couldn't get things done, so I would beat myself up. My supervisors would beat me up as well. They would say, how can I trust you to get things done? And yeah, eventually I got fired, and it was absolutely a failure to advance in my career. But I'm not going to go more into that today. I'm actually on my way to running. Right now I'm just walking a little bit to warm up. And there's actually quite a story to that. So running is one of the things that I thought I would have never done again in my life. Around 3 years ago, I injured my knees, and my knee pain went along with me for at least a year. I couldn't really do normal activities. I could barely walk without pain. And nowadays, I can walk, I can hike, but I can't run. Every time I'm jumping up and down, like for example doing badminton or dancing, like my knees would hurt. It was very clear. So I thought that, I can never run again. If I do, that's silly. But for some reason, I started running again no less than 2 weeks ago. And connecting with what I said earlier, like thinking that I was a failure and tending to beat myself up and not believe I can do great things. Just a few runs actually changed my ideas of that better than all the social media affirmation posts did. So I think I've walked a good amount. My body has warmed up, so I'm going to start running soon. But just before I do that, let me pan out so y'all can see the surrounding a little bit first and get a little acquainted where I'm located. So here we go. So this is a little ecological park in my community. So I don't think I can give a great introduction, but I think the water is recycled water from household use. and they really made a little ecosystem out of it. Like there were fishes, there were birds, there were all kinds of waterfowls, and as well as people dancing. I think we'll soon pass by a square of kind of women in their 50s above dancing in a group. That's a very classic China thing. So I'm going to start running, and I still can't believe it, because running, there's so much trauma related to running for me. So, how did I get back to running? And what kind of magic did it do to me? In high school, that was the first time I got acquainted with the fitness kind of stuff, like models posing in front of the mirrors and just showing their diets and like exercises. By the way, have a peek at the dancing ladies. It's like such a vibe. So back to me. I grew up always with a lot of insecurity, and the high school fitness trend prompted me to just do a lot of things to make my body look better to other people. So I would barely eat maybe a little bit of vegetables, no carbohydrates, and very little meat every day for quite a few months. And I would run a lot. And that was like one of the weirdest times of my life, because I spent so much time in the day just looking at myself in the mirror. And I will look at my belly, I will look at my thighs, and even my face. I never feel good about how I look. And that's also one of the reasons why I didn't think I would do vlog ever. But it wasn't feeling good in high school. And that kind of brought some bad memories around running to me. And then about 3 years ago, at the end of 2020, I strained my knees. I didn't really get a tear or anything, but yeah, my mobility was just cut down so much. I used to do a lot of active stuff, like playing different kinds of racket sports, and I was quite fierce, but I couldn't do anything. And till almost like 2 weeks ago, I thought I couldn't ever get back to anything as intense as running. But at the same time, I've been struggling with a lot of other mental health kind of stuff. I'm still out of work. I've been unemployed since I was fired from my job last May. I just couldn't seem to pick myself up. I just couldn't see myself getting to another job. I was spending so much time making sense of how ADHD has been impacting my belief about myself, believing that I was worthless and I was inconsiderate and inconsistent. Other people couldn't rely on me. And most things not going well was my fault. And so I've been having a lot of really bad mental health issues. And while my boyfriend was helping me, like talking through stuff, one day he just said to me, maybe we should just tomorrow morning just get out the door and run together. And I was like, are you crazy? Like running will like hurt my knees and I will never be able to walk again. And that will be killing me because movement is a really integral part of my well-being. But he says, well, this is a chance for you to show how your mind can be stronger than what you think, or you're so strong that you can go past your body's limits. And he started talking about people like David Goggins, like he was like a very fat, but he ran a lot and now he's a great athlete and author. But I just couldn't buy into it. I thought like that's toxic positivity. Like how am I supposed to run if running will put my knees in danger? Like, it's like telling a random person on the street, okay, well, go climb the highest mountain in the world without equipment. And if they say no, we say, well, you can do it. It's just that your mind is weak. That's why you say you can't do it. It's not about being realistic. Your mind is just weak. Just do it. Like, I almost felt like what my boyfriend said to me was brutal. And I was getting really frustrated. And I was arguing back at him. But he said, well, I need to pause. And I just got even more frustrated. Okay, well, you can't argue over me, so you just leave the conversation. Like, what the you're doing? I can't believe I've run this far already. I think it's like 7 minutes. And I'm kind of like at the top of the loop. Well, so the next day, my boyfriend and I came downstairs to this park to just take a walk. Because I said, well, we can start with a walk. I mean, walk is too easy for me, but I wouldn't run. So we were walking and we got into an argument. And he proposed pausing and he just like walked straight ahead. And I felt like he was abandoning me. I have trauma around abandonment. So I feel like for pretty much all of my conscious life, I had to live in the fear of abandonment. So I was really, really triggered. And I was just walking around the park by myself and trying to process the pain. And I just kept being in my head and feeling painful. Then I kind of walked past my boyfriend. Actually, I think pretty close to this spot. And seeing him was triggered again. And suddenly I just felt like a flush of emotions going up in my head from my core. And I just couldn't stand it. So, just without thinking of it, I just like started screaming like, ah! And can you guess what I did next? I started running. And even more than that, I started sprinting like this. And I started crying. And I think a couple passersby saw me, and their face like, oh, what's going on with this girl? She looks crazy. And I had so much connection within my emotions that I couldn't care about what they thought. I just kept running. And because I haven't run like this for years, I had to stop in a while and just keep walking until I catch my breath a little bit, and I would start running again. This lasted for around 20 minutes, which was like wild. I mean, even if the night before I agreed to my boyfriend about running, I would run like 5 minutes and I would stop. So I was shocked, like, wow, I ran 20 minutes. The more shocking thing even to me was that actually my knees weren't even hurting. I was wearing boots. These boots are not designed for running. They're just designed to keep me warm. There aren't so many like flexible bases of the shoe. And I was wearing basically the totally wrong attire. But I ran regardless. And I ran back home. I was like quite worried that I would get injured afterwards, so I did a bunch of stretches. And you know what? I actually went into a cold shower, which I also thought that I wouldn't have done once in my life. And that felt amazing. I was so refreshed. So that was that experience. Well, what can I say about it? What do you think? It's hard to reflect on things sometimes. Like, for example, for me, like, my ADHD brain would either freeze, like blank, or just 100 million things were rushing to my brain, so much that I couldn't see what they are. But I guess the simplest takeaway from that experience is I ran and I was fine. I did something that I thought I wouldn't have done. And I didn't care what other people thought. So, what's the aftermath? You would ask. I didn't know what the aftermath would be. Like, I was still worried that I would get, like, injure my knees. I would get knee strains. By the way, you listen to me talk for a while. I know not everyone has so much attention span, so thank you. And let's just take a little break watching the dancing ladies again. How beautiful. So that was a simple message, but that was impactful enough for me. It planted an important seed inside of me that maybe there are other possibilities with the things that we think were never meant for. Maybe for you, it's also making a vlog, or it's dancing at a party, or singing, or taking on a creative project, or finding a job in a different field, or opening up to your loved ones and friends in a more vulnerable way than you've been used to. So, and here, I'm making this possibility come true. So, as you can see, I've been running, and I'll be able to both run and talk to this camera at the same time. And also I'm making this vlog. That's another thing that I never thought I would have been able to do. There are so many reasons I can give about why I would not make a vlog. Like I said in the first video, I hate my face in the camera. Like, it looks so ugly, I think, a lot of times. And right now, like, my hair is like flying up and down. I'm used to seeing people just very natural faces, if not like extra decorated. Like, their faces all look better than mine. And second, my ADHD brain just makes it so hard for me to talk. Like, I would either blank or I would jump from topic to topic, or I would have like so many ideas that I don't even know what to say next. And not to mention the social anxiety of the prospect of me being seen by millions of audiences on YouTube. And third, ADHD also means executive dysfunction for a lot of people. So for me, just managing an account, like a YouTube channel, etc., there's so much editing and uploading and like dealing with technical errors, etc. And I just get so overwhelmed by that. Like, I don't have so much patience. I will want something to be uploaded. Like, if I pause this video and I just click and it's on YouTube, I wish that's the case. So I feel I just can't. I can't do it. But here I am. Yeah, I've talked for 20 minutes and I'm loving it. I think, to be fair, I definitely don't think this is a super well designed vlog, but why would that matter? So what I learned from this experience is you don't have to, if you're looking to just experience new things and discover things about yourself that you've never known before, then it doesn't matter if you're doing something perfectly. What matters more is that you just try it. And so for me, the only expectation that I set for myself for this vlog is only post shitty videos. Then I know that I can just be myself. I don't have to worry so much. I just let the treasure trove of my brain just spit out rainbows and colors and lights that hopefully will resonate with you or inspire you in some way. And I also really appreciate this opportunity to share my journey of dealing with mental health issues, coming to terms with past trauma, like building a more hopeful life moving forward. And I think the most important of all, the agency of doing things that will really scare the shit out of me. The agency of doing things even when I know I will fail very hard, very likely. What is failure anyway? And I hope you can join this journey with me. Wow, I've run for I think 10 minutes without stop. That's so cool. So I think that is all for my video today. I hope you enjoyed it, and please don't hesitate to leave me any feedback below in the comment boxes, because I want to share my journey with y'all, but to do that, I want to share it in a way that can best resonate with you and give you the most growth. I'm sure a few vlogs forward, it will look quite different from this one. Or another way to say it, this will probably be one of my worst and least meticulously designed vlogs. So yeah, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time pretty soon. Bye bye.